Good morning, friends. I am thrilled and excited. My name is Evelyn Joy and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my garden. I'm thrilled and excited because it rained and poured for several hours and my plants have really been suffering because of the 90-degree weather, and now they're overjoyed. They were real thirsty. Yeah, you can give them water from a hose, but it's just so much more saturating when it rains, and the plants just love it, especially since it's been hot lately. And let's go check out how the plants are doing now. They were complaining at me yesterday. Let's look at them. These tomato plants were so wilty yesterday. Their leaves were just folded all up. They were complaining about the heat and the lack of water. And especially my tomatillo plant gets real upset about hot weather and no rain. And now look at them. They're all open, and this is what a happy plant looks like. Happy, happy, happy. Uh-oh, found a bug. Is that a bug? That's not a bug. That's a dried leaf. Never mind. My watermelon plant, I recently transplanted it, so it was sort of like plopped over, like, what am I doing? You just set me here. Now it's like, the rain. With rain like this, I can really stretch out and grow and enjoy these these bell pepper plants and basil plants are like, my roots can really stretch now that I'm out of the container, and this rain is really feeling good. These tomato plants are like, get me out of these tiny containers, and these ones are like, oh, thank you, you got me out of the tiny container. We're in the ground, so much room to grow. My cantaloupe plant is just like, I can really stretch out all over the place. Can you believe all this came from one tiny little $2 or $3 cantaloupe starter plant? I did not expect it to do all this. Man. Oh, that's getting massive. Yes, that's so cool. Look at that. Wow. My goodness. That has 1, 2, 3, 4 little bell peppers on it. That's super exciting. Flower's the big brother of the bunch. He's like, I'm gonna make it. My siblings are suffering, but I'm making it. This one's gonna make it. This one's thinking about making it. That one's thinking about dying and might be dead. This one's a goner. But, wow! Isn't that lovely? Oh, isn't that lovely? The shape of these plants, man. These were like tiny, half-dead little things for like 50 cents when I got them as starter plants, and look at them now. These bell pepper plants I recently got out of their containers and put them in the ground, and they a little bit suffered in the transplant, but they're doing all right. They're making it. My strawberries are doing fine. Oh, the blossom fell off of that pepper plant. Hopefully it'll just grow some more blossoms. It looks like it's thinking about growing 3 more. Here we have my carrots, and it keeps trying to grow weeds in the carrots. Cut it out, weeds. I'm trying to grow carrots, not grass in here. I try to get it from the root so it doesn't just keep growing, you know. Get that root out of there. These carrots are already too tight together as it is. They don't need any weeds in there. I try to get the weeds without getting the carrots. You know? You know what I mean? There we go. Getting better. These are marigolds. My daughter's planted them from seed, and I'm thrilled with how they're doing. My green bean is doing fine. This green bean really, it came from seed. There was one little one out of the 5 that popped up. It's not doing that great. I know I should weed around my... It's just too much of a project. I'm just gonna dig up this area and plant something else in here. I'm gonna get a bunch of potatoes out of here. One of these days, mark my words, I'm gonna dig up all my potatoes. Let's look at our tomato harvest. We've got orange tomatoes. I'll pick them when they're a little bit redder. This is how much rain we've been getting. A couple inches. I'm heading over to check out my squash plants on the other side of the house. Raindrops keep falling on my head. I pulled out those vines yesterday, so maybe it'll feel more freedom to grow with the rotten vines out of there. How are we doing today? Oh, we've got more a rotten leaf there. What's going on? I'm seeing more rotting that I didn't see before. Well, golly, what's going on around here? You know what I think I did? I probably pulled something up from the root that I shouldn't have. Oh, this needs tucked down. This one's tucked back down into the earth so it can grow properly. What is going on over here? What are we doing around here, man? Bunch of dead leaves. Oh, this whole vine's dead. Well, alrighty then. We'll just snap you off so you can... Oh, this thing's rotten. Oh, gracious. That was my lovely thing. And it just broke off and rotted, so... Oh, well. Give the rest of it some space to breathe, I guess. What's going on around here? What's going on around here? Bunch of rotten stuff. Okay, so this is rotten. They give you a harvest, then they rot out and die, so oh well. I got what I needed from it, I guess. Come on. Break it off. Add it to the rotten pile. At least that's doing all right. Let's check. Where's our... Whoop! Almost slept in the mud. All right, there we go. There's one. Over here in the grass, we had one yesterday. Oh, there's a bug I don't want. Squished it. Beautiful blossoms, gorgeous blossoms. I absolutely love them. Let's see. Spider web looks so pretty with all the water droplets in it. We're gonna lift this up, set it in here so it can have a harder spot to sit. Pretty nice. Look at this comparison here. Here we have a rotten vine. That's what a rotten one looks like. Here we have a very lively and alive, vibrant vine. So I'm going to use my scissors, cut this one, so I for sure don't hurt the good one. Yucky. So pruning that helps these lively ones not to have any problems and to have more space to grow. Bad news for some of these is I've got a rotten root connected to some living vines. So I don't know if all of this is gonna die, but we're gonna leave it be and just pull off the dead parts with the exception of the dying root and just see what happens around here. But that's what happens. Plants live, produce, and die. Some of them, you know. There's a dead thing. Whoop. Fall in the dirt. I think that's all I'm gonna mess with it. I don't want to accidentally hurt something that's trying to grow. Raindrops keep falling on my head. These tomatoes were orange yesterday and now they're red. I taught 3 classes this morning. I had a nightmare that I overslept and had student no-shows, but that was not real. It was not real. So I came out here after classes, after writing feedback, and it's so nice because all 4 of my kids are sleeping, so it's just like, whew. It smells nice, my plants are happy with life, The ones that we're thinking about drooping too much and maybe dying, they're vibrant, full of life now because a good rain is better than a water hose, to be honest. It's better. I wanted to say the tomatoes I picked yesterday that were dark orange are now more reddish. I want to say it's better to pick tomatoes when they're orange because I haven't had a problem with birds or squirrels, but some people do. That's why I kind of set it out outside to see, do I have any birds or squirrels that are interested in my garden. I do have a tree on the other, just kind of around the corner, and there's squirrels that live in there, but they haven't really messed with it. We have little birds, they haven't really messed with it. I haven't seen rabbits really for a long couple years, so I think we're good as far as those kind of pests. I love seeing little bumblebees and worms in my garden. Worms are really good for the roots, and bumblebees are really good for pollination. I do see some predatory bugs that I try to squash. I see some spiders. I kind of destroy their webs with my water hose sometimes, or sometimes I just like leave them because they're just trying to eat the bugs. They're not trying to eat my plants. But so the tomatoes, with plants that produce, okay, vegetables or whatever, the more often that you pick the fruit, as soon as you pick the fruit, they'll start to develop new blossoms, which will develop into new fruit. But if you wait longer or let the fruit or vegetable rot on there, they won't start to produce new things. So with like cucumbers and bell peppers and squash and tomatoes, those sorts of things, and even strawberries, blueberries, you want to pick them when they're ripe or when they're about to be ripe. And they can sometimes, like tomatoes and stuff, they can ripen a little bit more afterwards. So, but make sure you keep up with all the picking so that they can keep producing more. Pruning and things like I showed you, it can help the plant to live longer and grow new. You know, when you cut the old dead vines, it gives it space to grow some new vines. When you cut old yucky branches, it gives the plant more energy to keep growing upwards. And when you cut off the dead leaves, it gives it more energy to grow new leaves. It makes the plant feel better. It's like giving them a haircut. Anyway, thank you for chit-chatting with me. I'm talking to myself outside, but it's a lovely day in quarantine. We're actually going to have some friends over for a play date today. It's my best friend and her kids, and we love seeing them. So happy day. I think I'm going to make macaroni and cheese with hot dogs. You ever cut up hot dogs and put it in mac and cheese? It's really good. And I'm probably going to bake some cookies. We're going to eat some strawberries and carrots with it. So I'm just trying to cook for everybody what we have on hand. All right. I hope you have a lovely day. Mwah! Bye. Thanks for checking out my garden with me.